All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We spend a third of our lives asleep, and it's so easy to think our whole body just shuts down to catch some Z's. But actually, we're looking at something absolutely fascinating today, your liver's night shift. So think about it. What is your liver doing right now? Or even better, what is it doing while you're fast asleep? The truth is, while you're off dreaming, your liver is basically acting as your body's busiest factory. From about 10 p.m. on, it shifts into this heavy-duty repair mode. It's filtering your blood, breaking down any medications you took, and making the literal everyday decision of whether to burn or store the fat from your meals. It is the ultimate night shift worker. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the liver's night shift, the hidden fat problem, the 3 jobs of nighttime fruits, 8 liver-healing fruits, a bedtime liver tonic, and finally, 5 steps for tonight. Let's get into it. Section 1. The hidden fat problem, the silent epidemic. Now, this is an invisible threat, and it's kind of invisible by design. You see, a struggling liver doesn't have pain nerves inside it to warn you. Since it doesn't hurt, the damage can build up quietly over years, way before it ever triggers a red flag on a routine blood test. And that brings us to this absolutely staggering number. Nearly 1 in 3 adults is walking around with extra fat packed inside their liver right now. And get this, most of them feel perfectly fine. But the problem escalates based on how we treat that night shift. Think about what happens when we grab a late-night snack, right? A bowl of ice cream, a handful of crackers. You're flooding your liver with sugar and fat at the exact moment it was supposed to start cleaning house. The medical reality of that late-night snacking is honestly fascinating. When you eat bad snacks right before your body is supposed to start its fasting window, you force the liver to spend the night storing fat instead of burning it. Do that for years, and the fat literally builds up right inside the liver cells. In the medical world, we call this hepatic steatosis, which literally just means fat sitting where it definitely does not belong. This disease has a really quiet, chronological progression. First, you get that fat buildup. Left unchecked, the fat inflames the liver, a stage called steatohepatitis. Think of it as a fatty liver that's essentially caught fire. Over the years, that low-grade fire lays down scar tissue. And here is the absolutely crucial part. Permanent scar tissue does not come back. The window where you can actually turn this around is early on, which means the time to act is literally right now. Section 2, 3 jobs of nighttime fruits, your liver's night shift helpers. The great news here is that the evening is your daily chance to heal. Instead of wasting that fasting window, specific low-sugar fruits can act as the perfect tools for the repair job. Every single fruit we're about to look at performs one of 3 specific jobs. First, they deliver antioxidants to mop up damage. Think of it as neutralizing the internal rust caused by the oxidative stress of processing fat. Second, they carry soluble fiber to feed good gut bacteria, naturally cutting down the fat and toxins flowing to your liver. And third, they bring these specialized plant compounds that actually flip a switch in your liver, changing it from storing fat back to burning it. All right, let's get right into the specifics with Section 3, 8 liver-healing fruits, the 3D biochemical breakdown. Remember, your goal here is to leverage these specific fruits because they're low enough in sugar to avoid insulin spikes, but they give your liver exactly what it needs right before bed. First up is the kiwi. And yeah, it covers most of your day's vitamin C, but the real magic here is that kiwi is one of the few foods naturally high in serotonin. Studies actually show that eating 1 or 2 whole kiwis an hour before bed helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. This is huge because your liver does its heavy repair work during deep sleep. Deepening your sleep naturally protects your liver all night long. Next up, we've got blueberries. What makes them so incredibly powerful is this deep blue pigment called anthocyanin. Just half a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries delivers a concentrated dose of these pigments. They cool inflammation inside the liver, and clinical trials have shown they actually lower liver stress markers like ALT. It's basically cheap, delicious liver insurance right from the grocery store aisle. And this brings us to our first real surprise, the avocado. I know, but botanically, yes, it's a fruit. Avocado is incredibly rich in glutathione, which is basically the master antioxidant your liver uses to detoxify everything that passes through it. Plus, the monounsaturated fat and high fiber content make it wonderfully filling. That's a real game changer because it stops those late-night snack raids that wreck so many livers. Let's see how these benefits build across our next 3 fruits. We've got red grapes, packed with resveratrol and their skins, which activates internal switches to burn fat instead of hoarding it. Then there's the humble apple. Its soluble fiber, called pectin, feeds gut bacteria that send calming signals straight up to the liver via the portal vein. And pomegranate seeds. They deliver punicologenins, which are amazingly potent antioxidants that quench oxidative stress and help your body clear out blood fats called triglycerides. Fruit number 7 is papaya. Now, this one is widely used all around the world for liver support, mostly because it carries a natural enzyme called papain. Papain acts as a really gentle digestive helper. By easing your digestive load at bedtime, it literally takes the strain off your liver, while its antioxidants, like beta-carotene, defend liver cells against fat accumulation. Now, the crucial point here is nuance, which brings us to our 8th fruit, grapefruit. It is an absolute powerhouse. The compound naringin pushes the liver to burn fat and fights early scarring. But you've got to look at the risk column. Grapefruit blocks an enzyme in your gut called CYP3A4. And if you block this enzyme, common prescription medications, like certain statins or blood pressure pills, can dangerously build up in your system. And that brings up a really vital medical disclaimer. These fruits are fantastic for supporting a stressed or fatty liver. But if you have yellowing of the skin, pain in the upper right belly, or dark urine, well, as the quote boldly states, those are not fruit problems, those are see someone problems. Always get immediate medical care for severe symptoms, and definitely check with your pharmacist before mixing grapefruit with any prescriptions. To see how this all comes together, let's look at Patricia's story. She was 64, feeling strangely tired all the time, and was completely stunned to discover she had a moderately fatty liver despite barely ever drinking. So she simply swapped her late-night habit of cereal and cookies for kiwi, a bit of avocado on toast, and she added a 10-minute post-dinner walk. Within 3 months, she reclaimed her night shift, her ALT enzymes dropped toward normal, and that heavy tiredness lifted. No miracles here, just giving the organ exactly what it needs to heal. Section 4. The Bedtime Liver Tonic, a 2-minute action plan. Let's take everything we've just learned and put it into a highly actionable, targeted recipe you can actually make tonight. This literally takes 2 minutes. Just toss 1 whole kiwi, a 1/4 cup of blueberries, and a 1/4 of an avocado into a blender. Add 1/2 cup of plain kefir or yogurt for those gut-healing probiotics, a splash of water to loosen things up, and a shake of cinnamon. Then just blend it smooth. It's low in sugar, but packed with the exact fiber and antioxidants your liver is craving. And hey, if you don't want to blend it, scratch that. Just eat it in a bowl with a spoon. And notice we intentionally left grapefruit out of this blend, so it's perfectly safe for anyone taking medications. Let's wrap up with Section 5, 5 steps for tonight, your liver recovery routine. I want to summarize these behavioral takeaways clearly so you're completely empowered to start doing this evening. Here's your brisk checklist. First, close your kitchen earlier so your liver's tank is empty when the night shift actually begins. Second, pick just 1 fruit from our list an hour before bed. Or third, make that bedtime liver tonic. Fourth, take a 10-minute post-dinner walk. This perfectly complements the whole routine by helping your muscles pull sugar out of your blood before it ever hits your overworked liver. And fifth, ask your pharmacist tomorrow if grapefruit is safe with your specific medications. But before we officially end this explainer, I want to leave you with this provocative question. You can do everything right tonight, but what morning mistake undoes all your overnight progress? There's a very common everyday breakfast habit, one you might be doing right now with the best of intentions, that can quietly put the fat right back into your liver and completely ruin this overnight repair. I'm going to leave you to think about that, and hopefully it leaves you hungry to keep learning about how your incredible body works.